beauties, welcome back to another Spruce News video. So today I'm going to be creating this eye look for you using the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Thirsty palette. So, oh look at that, looks so good. This just came in the post and I immediately thought I needed to jump on camera and create this look for you because I am obsessed. This is what the eyeshadow palette looks like. You get 2 rows of matte shades and then an entire row of like glittery shimmer shades. I already have a few of my favourites in here, but I'll swatch them all for you actually, and then I'll go in order of each line. The first colour that we have is Parched, which doesn't really show up on my skin. I mean, you can faintly see it, but obviously it's probably the same colour as my skin tone. And then we have Taste Buds, which is like this coral shade. We've got Beach, which I actually love the name of that. And that is a really quite bright corally pinky shade. We've got Kumquat, which is like this burnt orange shade. And finally on that line is Stroke. So that is the top row. And then for the shimmer shades we have Divine, which is just wow. Then we've got Filthy Rich, Lick, Snatched, and then finally on that row Plunge, which is what I've got on my eyes today. They are gorgeous. Now for the final line we have Subtle, Quench. Yellows never really show up on my skin. Annoying. Submerge, Splash, and then finally Drizzle. And that is the final row. So that's all of the shades swatched for you guys. I really love the top row. I think the top row is very me. The middle row is perfect because obviously it complements the coral, light browns, oranges in the top row. And then I love the bottom row just because those are the shades that I am not necessarily comfortable wearing out all of the time, but I do feel like they're very, very fun to play with. And I would love to find a yellow, maybe this yellow, that suits my skin tone, because I find it so difficult to find a yellow that actually shows up on my skin without looking muddy and just gross. But yeah, I have to say some of my favourite shades are in this palette from swatches, because obviously I've not used a lot of them. You'll see which ones I use to create this eye look, which is only 3 shades. I love Divine. I love this gold right here, which is Filthy Rich. I love this coral shade, which is Taste Buds. I love this. I love Stroke and Kumquat, which is beautiful. Plunge and Snatched are very me. I'm not too keen on Lick. Bitch is I love the title. I'm not too sure whether I would actually wear that all that much. Maybe on its own, but I probably wouldn't wear it out as much, maybe on holiday, just because it is quite bright. And I love obviously this chocolatey brown right here. This is Drizzle, and Subtle is really quite nice as well. I'd have that in my crease. I do like these shades, but I find shades like that quite questionable for me because I wouldn't really wear them, so they're not my favourite. But I will do a look just to see what they look like on and to kind of just test them out a little bit, you know. So yeah, that's enough of me waffling on. If you want to find out how I created this eye look right here, then keep on watching. I've already prepped my eyes, so the first shade that I'm going to go in with is this shade right here, and this is called Stroke. And I'm going to take that on a blending brush and I'm just going to place that into my crease. I'm going to just build up the shade really, really stunning. I think it's like the perfect, probably more evening summer rather than in the day. But I have to say, I think it's one of my favourite shades in this palette. I love that this palette has a mirror. It's so helpful. You can just do everything. Dip back in, look in the mirror. So much easier to work with when you're like filming. Now that's done, I'm going to take this big brush right here, which is a Spectrum brush. It's a CO6, and I'm going to go in with Plunge, which is this gorgeous bronzy shimmer shade. And I'm going to take that and I'm just going to pop that all over my lid. And I'm going to use this big brush first and then go with a smaller brush, just because this just covers more of my eye. So it's just a bit quicker, especially if you're, you know, on the go and you just don't want to take so long doing your makeup. It's a great brush for that. So now that I've pretty much covered my lid, I'm going to take this smaller Spectrum brush. I'm going to dip into the same shade and I'm literally just going to go over it. Add Plunge into my inner corner. And just add a bit more onto the lid just to define it more. It's a gorgeous shimmer shade. I think it's very glittery. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but it is quite glittery. I like that. I think it's, you can wear it in the day, but you can also really dress this look up for the evening. So now I'm happy with that. We're going to take the blending brush again and dip back into stroke and just go over the crease, just blending all the harsh lines out and just blending Plunge into stroke. So pigmented, it's ridiculous. Now I'm going to take a lot more of stroke and I'm going to literally put it in the outer corner just to intensify that, and then just slowly glide it into the crease again. Like so. And then I'm going to take the small brush again, dip it back into Plunge and just go over the shimmer shade slightly and just blend that into stroke where I've gone over it in the outer corner. And what that's done, it's just warmed it up slightly, like so. So now I'm going to do the rest of my makeup. I'll jump back on camera and show you the final look. So that's it, beauties. This is the final makeup look. I went in with the shade Kumquat, which is what I've got underneath my lower lashes. I just thought I needed something a little bit more orangey just to go with the yellow that I'm wearing, and I thought that would look really nice underneath, and I just love it. I think it looks really pretty and it looks really quite summery as well. I think if you wanted to dress this look up, or you wanted it to be a bit more evening, add a bit of eyeliner, add some false lashes, maybe have a darker lipstick, you could definitely do that. I think it would look lovely. Personally, I love this palette. I think it's gorgeous. I think all of the shades within this palette are so stunning, and I think you can create so many different looks. I love that each one has their own kind of colour regime, can kind of play around and mix and match as well. I think it's so beautiful. I also love that it's got a mirror. I think that is probably one thing that I look for when I look to getting a new eyeshadow palette. So very beautiful. I think overall speaks volumes in terms of summer. Perfect summer shades, perfect shades for holiday, If you are looking for more of those peachy tones and you don't want to spend as much money as that, you can always get like the Huda Beauty, which looks like this. I think if you compare the two palettes, obviously this is massive, you can get some of the coral shades in the Huda Beauty palette. So you also got the yellows and the peaches, and you also got some of the shimmer shades, which you do get in this palette as well. Obviously this one costs £45, this costs £25. It just depends what types of shades you're after. If you want more of the blues and the yellows, there is also a NYX palette out there, which is an alternative that you could buy. The quality of the eyeshadows aren't as good as a Jeffree Star palette, but they are actually good quality eyeshadows. They're just not as pigmented as the Jeffree Star ones, but that just gives you an alternative. You also can get the Yes Please palette from Colourpop. I don't know if they still do this, but if they do, you also get some obviously of the peachy, reddy, yellow and coral tones in this palette if you're looking for a more affordable option. Overall, love Thirsty. I think it's a fantastic palette. I think Jeffree Star's done it again. Jeffree Star always creates amazing quality products, so I knew for a fact that Thirsty was going to be good quality and worth the money. Obviously it's a higher price range. £45 is quite a lot of money for an eyeshadow palette, so it's definitely something to consider. And there are alternative options out there, as I've mentioned, but it just really depends on what it is that you're after. And I think, yeah, I'd buy it again, to be honest. I really do love it. I think all the shades in there would suit my skin tone, so super happy with that. So yeah, that is it. That is my review. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and share, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.